I kind of lost a little bit of my imagination when it comes to cloud features. When I was back home on vacation, my niece, who's only 4 years old, she was talking about how one of the clouds looked like a star. And when I looked up at the cloud, all I saw was a cirrus cloud or a stratocumulus cloud or a specific type of cloud. But she saw a star, or she would see a teddy bear. And for the life of me, it took me quite a bit to be able to see what she saw, because I'm too busy looking at the weather feature instead of the actual cloud itself and the shape. I've been forecasting weather for 5 years. Went through training for almost a year after I joined the military, or the Air Force, and been stationed at Camp Zombie for 3 years. Right after high school, I started looking into different career paths and decided that meteorology was something I wanted to get into due to the location of where I was at that time in Tucson, Arizona. Seeing the weather during the monsoon season, seeing different thunderstorms and the different types of weather that we have, patterns that we have there, really interested me as a child, and so that's something I went into right after high school. My main support is to put out the weather observations at the top of the hour, and as well as support the mission of the 78th Aviation Battalion. For USRJ, we also support them when it comes to typhoon season. If there's a typhoon coming in, or even if we have a significant amount of snow or freezing rain or some kind of significant weather that can cause people to be in some kind of danger traveling or being out and about. We will relay that information on to garrison. Having a normal day in weather is almost impossible because there's just nothing normal about weather. It's always changing, always different. There's always dynamics of it that can make a day that was similar the day before different than the day before. So I have to go outside at just before the top of the hour and look at the weather, look at the cloud heights, look at the amount of cloud cover that's going on, the visibility, wind speeds and such like that every hour on the hour or just before the top of the hour. We have a specific weather checkpoint where we go outside on the airfield that gives us the widest range of view of not only the runway but as well as the windsock and different visibility markers that we have. I'm checking on the way out there the distance that I can see. I have a book that actually tells me and shows me different places that are certain distance away. When I look at those pictures and I see how far I can see, that tells me my distance of visibility. I'm also checking the cloud amount of the sky that the cloud is covering, the different types, layers of clouds. If there's 5 different layers of clouds, I'm out there figuring out how high each layer of those clouds are. I'm also checking wind direction to make sure that the wind direction is, okay, the wind direction is out of the south. We have sensors that actually tell us how the wind speed and a specific direction, but I make sure that that information is also correct. Temperature and dew point can also be judged. We have some handheld devices that give us temperature and dew point, as well as wind speed as well, but we have sensors right now that can do that kind of stuff. So the entire time I'm outside, I'm constantly checking everything. That is something I have to do on a daily basis. Briefing pilots is also something I have to do, telling them the weather at point A, at point B, and everything in between as far as their flight times and such like that goes. No matter if the weather's bad or the weather's good, these things will always happen. During typhoon season, for instance, we also work during that time, so even though everybody's bunkered down, we are here taking weather observations every 10 to 15 minutes during the typhoon, because that is what my job is required for, is to make sure that we have the best understanding of what the weather is at that point in time. I like it. I like what I see now because I can see the potential of what could happen, and just being able to look at a cloud and go, okay, I know what kind of weather that cloud creates or why that cloud is there. So no matter what, I will always be outside right before the top of the hour looking at the weather at some point.